So you're seriously not gonna invest with me?
No, no.
Do
Why
you?
would I?
Oh, well, number one, I'm one of the most brilliant business minds of our generation. Number two, I've been successful
Where'd
at
you go to business school?
literally everything I've done.
Not true.
I was too smart for business school. I was the Donald Trump, the Bill Gates.
You dropped
Neither
out.
one of them had to go to college to be billionaires, and neither do I.
Yeah, you dropped out of a junior college. They dropped out of like Harvard.
Why would I want to go to a junior college when I go to a senior college of life?
Okay. All right.
You ever heard of the School of Hard Knocks?
Yes,
I lived there.
Yes, I have.
Built a
You've
house
never been
there.
You've
Carved
never-
out an education
No,
there
You don't.
that I try to pass on to other people.
You've seen The Wire.
Most
That's how
people
you know
are
about
too dumb to listen to me, though.
that. Okay.
All I am is just a daily dose of wisdom. Just here's some wisdom, here's some wisdom, here's some wisdom. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I'm just happy being poor.
Are you still trying to convince me?
I mean, the merits are there. I'm telling you, it's a good investment. You'll make tons of money. So why wouldn't you do it?
It's a pyramid scheme.
A pyramid scheme?
Everyone knows it. There was an article about it in the New York Times.
Mary Kate is not a pyramid scheme. There's people driving pink Escalades around town, and I don't see any pyramids around town.
Okay, well that's
successful.
Not the type of pyramid
They got
it
their
is.
own. Oh, what type of pyramid is it?
I mean, it's like where one person gets paid because everyone else is doing the work.
That's called
And
being
they
a
do
boss. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a boss.
Okay.
I get paid, you do the work, but then eventually someday you'll get other people to sign up under you, and then you'll do the work.
I'm already
which
doing this podcast
sounds
for free.
nothing like a pyramid scheme.
I mean, I don't know.
Raphael, can you fact check this?
Robert.
What? He's touching his throat? Sore throat? Got karateed in the throat earlier because he was talking too much.
He's a huge pansy. That's what he is.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little bit offended, but there's a lot of people in history have missed big opportunities like this.
Well, this is not a big opportunity. This is my slightly slow friend Charlie.
Slightly slow. I ran a marathon a couple weeks ago. I guarantee you, no one was thinking, boy, is he slow.
Okay.
Like it's
Once
moving
again.
like the wind.
Once again.
Like a white Michael Jackson.
Yeah. You're getting mixed up with my metaphors. I'll try not to use any more metaphors. But
Well,
I can't trust you, man. There's like no way. You're the most irresponsible person I've
I
ever
just don't think you understand what type of an opportunity you're missing out on. Like the opportunity, number one, to make me more rich, and for you to potentially
I
have
know
some
that's
sort of
not-
purpose for getting up in the morning.
I already have a purpose.
I'm talking about other than being miserable and looking at your bald head and your Bumblebee app.
look at my
This
bald
is a different purpose. You'll be helping me out, helping yourself out.
I mean, I just can't see it wouldn't be worth it. Probably ruin our friendship. You would be, I mean, if you want to call it a friendship, we're more
No,
business
we're
partners.
business partners. That's what this is about. It's about being in business.
No, it's not.
Let me tell you a story and see if you can identify who you are in the story.
Okay.
Because if I know anything about history, and I know everything about history, it's history repeats itself. And what you're doing right now is making one of the biggest mistakes in your life.
So this story is going to convince me to invest in your pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know because all I can do is drop the wisdom. People have to take it and apply it.
Okay.
So
I don't think you know what wisdom is, but keep going with your story.
you know about Noah?
Yeah.
Noah and the ark?
Yeah. Of course I know about Noah and the ark.
Well, Noah, he was really, really good looking guy. He and his family, they lived long ago, 400 or 500 or 1,000 years ago. And anyways, world's really bad. It's kind of like, it was like California or something where everyone's an idiot. They're all banging each other.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty much the whole world, everyone banging each other.
yeah, tough times basically.
Okay.
God's seeing all this and he's like, boy, howdy, did I make a mistake? That's how God talks. He's like, boy, howdy.
I didn't think God could make mistakes.
Well, he can't.
Yeah. But that's what he said.
He said, boy, howdy, I shouldn't have done this.
Okay. That's still basically saying he made a mistake. I mean,
Golly, We're gonna have to think about that one. I didn't think he could make mistakes either.
Well, there you go. You learned something new. It's almost like I'm telling you.
Because
this
he's so perfect, he can make a mistake if he wants to, just to show off.
Well, maybe what he calls a mistake isn't really a mistake. Like it's not the same thing as what we think of as a mistake. You know what I'm saying? That's probably too deep for you. Okay, continue with your story. God said I made a mistake.
God was like, boy, howdy, did I screw up.
Okay.
And he's
He's
like,
hard on himself.
I'm looking around there and can't find any good people. So he talks to Noah.
When was this?
This
by the
is,
way?
I already said, like 400 or 500.
Is it Old Testament or New Testament? You're not good with
Old
dates,
Testament.
but
Where you're talking
Old
about, like
Testament.
the Bible.
like in the Bible.
Yeah, it's like Old
You
Testament.
do know this is a Bible story, right?
Well, I know the Bible probably stole the main parts of it when
Okay.
they wrote their. They look for the best stories in history, and this was
That they wrote 400 or 500 years ago.
well, whenever the Bible was. I think. What didn't you tell me the Gutenberg press was in the mid
1600s, some 1700s, something like that.
So God's like, hey, Noah, I think I'm going to destroy the world. So get yourself
Really?
ready. Yeah.
He
And-
just straight up told Noah. Did Noah say why? Or ask why?
I think God was like, hey, everyone sucks except you. So here's what I want you to do. Start building a boat. And Noah's like, how
He
big's
did
this
kinda
boat?
He did kind of say that. Everyone sucks but you. I hadn't thought about it that way, but
I was paraphrasing for God, which
Yeah.
sometimes God's long-winded, so it's good to just kind of clip things down for him. Like
okay.
when you're an eternal being, you have no concept of time. So sometimes he's like, he's like,
Yeah.
everyone sucks except you.
Uh-huh.
So build a boat.
Yeah.
But in the Bible, they take like 7 chapters to say that because it's like.
You should write a letter to someone, whoever edited the
I believe the authors of it died a few years ago, so I'm probably out of luck.
All right.
So Moses starts. Moses was. He
Are
was
you
not.
switching stories midstream?
Moses and Noah were.
I'm not going to listen to 2 stories at the same
Moses was Noah's brother. That's another
Okay.
story.
time. Okay.
Noah starts building this ark, and God tells him the specification. It's like super big, and back then they didn't really have boats because it didn't even really rain back then. It just kind of misted every morning. So they didn't know what. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Someone told me that. I want to be historically accurate, so I don't even know if that's the case.
Okay.
But it takes him like 100
Fact
years.
check that.
100 years to build this thing.
100 years?
Yeah, like 100 years. But back then, people
How old was Noah when God was like, "You're the only good one. Everyone else sucks"?
probably like he had to be probably mid-30s or 40s. But everyone lived longer back then because global warming hadn't started, so the atmosphere wasn't and there hadn't been a worldwide flood that destroyed everything.
Right.
So
So the Old Testament, the Bible, and liberals like kind of agree with each other.
yeah, exactly.
I guess in science.
Because of global warming, now we're dying with cancer. Like just a few, we used to be able to live for 500-600 years, easy.
Right.
Unless you got your head chopped off, which happened a lot.
Yeah.
But Noah's building this ark, and he went ahead and named it Noah's Ark. You got to name your boat. So a lot of people are famously know it's on a lot of nursery. Like,
By the way, for people who don't know, explain what an ark is.
oh, an ark is a boat,
Yeah.
but boat's too many letters sometimes, so it's just ARC. Feels
That's
like
not why.
like
but
a paraphrase.
It's a big boat, right?
It kind of makes like an arc shape.
How big was the ark?
Well, part of his deal was he had to fit enough, have enough room for all the animals in the world on there.
Why?
Because God was going to flood the world. He didn't want everyone to die, like not the
Did
animals.
God tell him to do that, or he just decided out of the goodness of his heart, I've got to save the whole world?
Well, God told him that he was how big to build the ark. So Noah's one of those just like get her done guys. Like
So God didn't say build an ark big enough for all the animals. He just said build a big ark, and Noah was like, he probably wants me to save all the animals.
well, he told him the specification. He's
I don't
like,
think you know the story.
he told him like it needs to be like 100 feet this way and 500 feet this way. Or back then they didn't have feet invented yet. They just had cubics. And the cubics evolved into feet later. So he's like this many cubics and then that many cubics.
Because they had small feet back then. They weren't a foot.
Tiny feet.
Yeah.
And
How long's a cubit?
I don't know, it's a couple feet. Or
A couple
I don't know how it is. I'm just saying God didn't tell him, hey, build it this many feet. He said, build this many cubits, and Moses was like,
Cubics.
Gosh, I keep getting their names mixed up. Noah was like, okay, I'll do that. He didn't know what he was doing, but he was bored anyways. He's like, all right, I'll just build this ark.
Not much to do back then, huh?
No, not a lot. It's not raining, so there's really nothing to do. You're living forever, so you're like, I got plenty of time.
Right.
So they could all tell long stories back then, but
Yeah.
now we got to shorten them up.
Was Noah just building it by himself, or?
Well, he had a really dumb neighbor. His name was Zacharias,
Okay.
and he was always coming over like, hey, Noah, what are you doing? Noah's like, I'm building an ark. Maybe
That's
you
not
should
true.
help.
No,
And
we
it's
all
going to
know that's
be
not true.
really big investment down the road.
I asked that question so you could talk about Noah's sons. I know the story. Don't forget that. You can't just make up characters and name them whatever you want.
Well, Zacharias was like, well, that looks dumb. Like, I don't need to like help you out. Like, I got my own things going. And Noah's like, hey, it's going to be really big for you. Like, this will be something that you will regret if you don't get involved with, because the lucrative opportunities down the road are really life and death.
I don't remember.
Zacharias was like,
Are you paraphrasing, or is that
no,
even close to what they talked about?
it was the gist of it, which is important.
Okay.
Paraphrasing a little bit. Yeah, he's like, I'm good. Thanks. I don't need to help you out.
We're gonna have to fact check.
Noah's like, hey, it's going to make you a lot of money because the employment options later on are going to be huge, like tons of job openings. Because the world's going to need a doctor, a lawyer, NBA players. You can literally be all of them.
Well, what was that guy before? I mean, like, what was his job? Like, what did
He was actually unemployed, and it was kind of schlumpy, and he didn't have any hair, and he had trouble getting a job anyway. And Moses or Noah was like, "Hey,
I see what you're doing, but
this could be good for you." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna be over here just doing nothing, and I'll be walking back to my car or horse, whatever they had back then."
You can't just make stuff up like that. Everyone knows it's not true.
Anyways,
everyone knows the story.
No one knows. People skip over a lot of parts of the story that are the most important.
Okay.
They just want to focus on, there was a flood and a big boat. So I don't know the difference between an ark and a yacht, but it was like a yacht. I mean, it had multiple layers, probably a helicopter pad just in case. But they didn't have helicopters, but
they didn't have helicopters.
Birds could come and land on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's building a big boat.
Builds a big boat. Zacharias is always mocking him. All of his friends are too. And Noah's like, hey, guys, you should really help out. I'll get you a spot on here. And they're like, no, boats are stupid. Like, who would want to do that? Like, looks like a pyramid scheme. And Noah's like, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's a boat. Keep you from dying. It'll be great for you. And they're like, yeah, whatever. So he finishes the boat after like a long time.
Why did they call it a pyramid scheme?
Well, the Egyptians were around back then, and they were like, hey, you Jews want to come build our pyramids? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then they never got paid.
And the ark kind of looked like an upside down pyramid.
Kind of. And they were like, and they got ripped off by the Egyptians.
They called it a scheme.
They're like, no, the old pyramid
I don't
scheme.
think the Egyptians were around after.
That's where the whole pyramid scheme came from. That phrase is because
we didn't hear about Egyptians for a long time.
Hey, come on over here. You guys should build our pyramids, and we'll give you some money. And they're like, what?
I don't know if that's true.
And then they didn't get paid, and then they did it all for free. And they're like, what a scheme!
Oh, wow.
And then that was when Moses was around.
So they thought they were going to.
That was a pyramid scheme. Okay. The old pyramid scheme. That's in the Bible too.
That was a long time after Noah, by the way.
Well,
the earth had actually replenished, and Noah and his family. Well, we're getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
Nothing to do with this story.
Right.
So it starts raining after he finished. Well, before it starts raining, God's like, hey, animals, come 2 by 2 and go to the ark. And the animals are like, yeah, that's ark thing. It seemed like a good investment.
Did he whistle?
We should do that. Now it's just God.
Oh, so the animals agreed with him.
The animals were like,
people were like,
mainly Zacharias, but yeah, they were like, oh yeah, we'll go do that. That sounds like a good idea. Ralph, can you fact check that?
Robert.
He's not.
It is kind of nice when he's not saying anything.
Look, he's making the hand motions like this, like, and his face is turning blue. Anyway.
Just relax over there. You'll be okay.
Oh, you coy devil. Look at him rolling around on the ground.
He's faking.
Animals come 2 by 2, and Noah's stuffing them all in the ark, which like a lot of the dinosaurs were eating some of the other ones, so some of them had to be like, okay, we're gonna need 4 more lambs. Get them over here.
There were no dinosaurs mentioned in the Bible.
It said all animals. There's definitely
It
dinosaurs.
didn't say anything about dinosaurs.
No, so but where did velociraptors come from?
Way before they were gone, bro. Am I busting your bubble right now?
No, they talk about dinosaurs in the Bible. There's the big behemoth.
No, they're. When?
Talks about him in Job. He's breathing fire. He's like a dragon. He comes.
Was that a dream or something he had?
No, it says that you're the God who created the behemoth, and it talks about how he had scales that no sword can penetrate.
Like on a peyote trip or something like that.
There definitely coexisted man and dinosaurs at the same time.
Okay.
That's science.
Okay.
And if that actually happened, they probably had to be on the ark.
Okay.
And they were probably causing a ruckus. You ever seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Like if they got out and they're just velociraptors going around eating people. So hopefully he got baby ones, because T-Rex would have been terrible on there if he got a full-grown one. So that, anyways, gets the dinosaurs on there and all the lambs. There's what I can't figure out is why he brought the mosquitoes, because
he didn't bring. Okay.
What are they doing here? Like why?
Hold on, and
leave them behind.
Also,
porcupines, skunks. Like I feel like even if God brought them there, Noah could have been like, "Hey, what? Look over there!" Like, see you later, buddy.
Could have just kicked the mosquitoes right off the boat.
You know what? I guess since there's not like a list of animals that were here before, maybe that's what happened to the dinosaurs. God wanted them all to come, and Noah was like, "Yeah, like, oh, we don't have enough room." And they're like, "Hey, Noah."
He was racist against dinosaurs.
Well, they're, I don't know if they're considered a rape, but he was, yeah, I guess so.
Could animals talk to Noah, or could he just talk to them?
No, they could talk to each other. It's kind of like
was he like a Steve Irwin type?
Yeah, he was like a horse whisperer,
hunter.
because he was like, "All right, come on up here, guys." And I've been assuming they could talk, like how they get, they could understand God pretty well.
They seem smarter than the humans in this story.
Well, I mean, in that movie, The Land Before Time, they're all talking, and that's it's supposed to be like a historical fiction, but yeah, there's
a mockumentary.
Well, the storyline is accurate, and they're, I don't see why they couldn't talk. Like they're pretty smart. They can't talk in Jurassic Park, which is, really the only reason Homeward Bound is a better movie than Jurassic Park is because the animals can talk.
They don't really talk. Their mouths don't move. They just kind of they're
like,
telekinetic, or is that what you call it, where you can just talk with your brain to someone else? Well, that's what Homeward Bound is.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, Michael J. Fox.
So I can hear them at my house, but there's really no sound coming from the TV because they're zooming into my
guy
head
with a microphone that's pretending like he's talking as the cat or the dog.
Okay, wow.
That was Sam Elliott, by the way.
You don't think Sam Elliott was Michael J. Fox?
Sam Elliott was the golden retriever, I think. Michael J. Fox was a little pug.
You're telling me that they're not talking for real?
The animals are they're not.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Get back to your story.
Let me guess. Like in what's that, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
This
You're
is
saying
the kind of stuff.
That wasn't a talking lion?
This is why I don't want to invest in your business.
It's difficult.
You actually believe.
You seen Aslan and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Yes,
he's talking and his mouth is moving.
Okay. But
you think they just trained a lion to move its mouth like this?
Okay.
And he's not actually talking?
It's concerning to me that you're the head of technology for this podcast at this point.
What about Airbud? Is he not talking either?
No, he's not.
What about Flipper? Is he not talking either?
No, Flipper. I don't even think Flipper really talked. He made dolphin noises.
He was talking. You just gotta listen. I can hear what he was saying.
Okay. All right. So where were we at with the story? So
he's
building the boat.
He kicked the dinosaurs off.
The animals.
We figured that out. That's
tells the dinosaurs, "Hey, get the hell out of here. You're not welcome."
Right.
They go away.
Actually, curse words hadn't been invented back then, so he's like.
He invites the mosquitoes.
Like, get the flip out of here. I think about it. The mosquitoes probably just showed up, like on the upper deck, and they're like, "Let's hang out up here."
Did he have a large aquarium for the aquatic creatures?
No, I just let them hang out in the ocean.
Oh, because I guess they'd be okay.
Yeah, they'd be fine. Like Flipper would have been fine, so he didn't have to get him up there.
Right.
And I guess it's far enough back. Like dogs, they all kind of breed back to like one deal. Like they all say the same genetics, and so like, listen, we don't need any huskies. We'll just bring this dog, and then
Oh, so he didn't get all the different types. He just got a couple dogs, couple cats.
a couple cats, some small talking lions, which is where Aslan came from.
Did he get a couple cats, or did he get all different kind of cats? Was there like a cougar and a lion and a house cat?
Well, Noah really loved cats, so it looks like he got a bunch of them.
Okay, all right.
So anyway,
get to your point.
he gets him on the
this
ship.
Is not convincing me to.
God shuts the door of the ark because it was a huge door, and
Oh.
that was actually kind of embarrassing for Noah because he like made this boat yacht with a big door, and he built it open.
But you
Once they
know how
all
to
got on
shut it?
there, yeah, it
Yeah.
starts raining,
That's
and
bad craftsmanship.
yeah, he's like Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Those
Who
were
are they?
his sons.
Okay.
So he had him and her. No, Ham.
Ham,
Good
Shem.
name. Not even no.
Ham, Sham,
Shem.
Ham, Shem.
Who Shem
That's what I
was?
said.
They don't know if it was like a he she. I don't know if that was like a play
Ham,
on
Shem.
words. But they had Shem,
Uh-huh.
and then Yam, which delicious,
Ooh,
and then Ham, also delicious. Like
wow.
I feel like Noah had the munchies every time he named one of his kids. He's like, oh,
He
Ham.
was salivating.
Yeah. I'd like some to like, Noah, what do you want to name the baby?
Maybe
And he's
they-
like, yams.
It's just the
Like,
first thing he said.
all right,
He was
yams.
just hungry.
Do it. And then
Okay.
one
I
was
can see
named
that.
Japheth, which, as we know, is now the common word Jacob. So it was one of the original
No.
great names of.
I think Jacob was a character. It was a person in the Bible. Like
Yeah,
so, Japheth would have been a different name and a different person. It's not the same
Japheth
name.
kind of evolved into
No, there's like got 4 different letters in it.
either way. Great name. Starts raining. None of them can close the door because it's like, wow, we made this too big. No, and it's like, well, I had to fit the dinosaurs on, but then I decided not to because I didn't want them around
Who
because
said we made this too big?
Japheth did,
Okay.
and
I know you just made that up. Go ahead.
Japheth was like, hey, should we tell Zacharias to get up here?
Okay.
And I was like, no,
Not in the Bible.
he's not really big on investments. He's more worried about doing nothing and just being lazy
Uh-huh.
and just stroking his bald head.
Uh-huh.
And Japheth was like, all right, hey, God, can you please shut the door? So God shuts the door, and it starts raining. And then it says, like, water come up out of the deep. So, like, there was like a,
Like a volcano in the water.
I don't know, probably a volcano, a water volcano.
Uh-huh.
And it released from, there was like a